Hello, you're welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm your host for today, Shaz. Okay, so as promised, we have a very lovely guest today on the show. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves and then I will let you guys know what we're talking about. So starting from my right.
I'm Nelly, hello.
Hello, Nelly.
Hi, I'm Steph.
Hi,
Hello, Steph.
I'm Abba.
Abba. I like your name, Abba.
Thank you very much. I'm the only guy here. Why?
I don't know. I think it's a woman's world. I don't know. Is it?
It's your choice, so.
Okay. Well, today on the show, we're going to be talking about relationships, but most importantly, we'll talk about the past in relationships. So we want to know if it's important to find out about someone's past, someone's previous relationships before you get into a relationship with them. So we're just going to talk about that, like just discuss about it. So yeah, so starting with the man, the only man in the house. So what do you think about? Do you think it's important to know like someone's, previous relationships, like someone's past before you get to be with them? Do you think it's important?
Well, because if you meet someone, you're like starting a new life with that person. So I don't literally think it's nice to know the person's past, because you don't know what the person has gone through. So now the person is starting a new life. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say you should brush through, because you might find a lot of things you might not like.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, literally you just spoil your relationship, the new relationship you're going into. So it's better you should shy away and stay away from the past, because you're starting a new life with the person. So literally you might get somewhere else with that new person. So I would like people out there, viewers out there, people in relationship to stay away from past relationship and focus on the one you have now. That's my own take on that.
I mean, while you're saying that, everyone else has different views.
Views,
So
yeah.
Lily.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't think so. Seriously, because you have to know what the person has been through before you when you're getting to know someone, you have to know their past and everything, and then get a reconciliation with their past, and then you move on from there. Because if you let sleeping dogs lie, they're always going to wake up in the future.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think you have to know their past in order to move forward with them.
Because the person decided to move forward by leaving everything in the past.
You can't just close everything. If you had murdered someone in the past, it's going to come with you in the future.
True.
So you can't just close
You want to deal with the murderer.
You have to deal with that. You have to put it outside. You have to bring it on the table and you bring your past together. You talk about it and then you move on from there. That's a new beginning. You start from there and you move on.
So I'll have a bad past now, so I'll come along, so bring it to the table.
Yeah.
And what if you don't like it at the end of the day?
If I don't like him, then I have the chance that you're actually giving me the chance to want to move away from the relationship or continue the relationship by telling me that you've been through this, you've done that, you've done this, you've done. So you're actually giving me that choice. You get me?
Steph, what do you think?
Giving me that choice.
I think you should know something from someone's past to an extent. I don't think you need to know everything. I think knowing too much sometimes is not good, and knowing too little is not good. I think to an extent there has to be a balance. So yes, you want to know that they murdered someone, but at the same time, you don't want to know too much that it will change how you feel about the person, because we don't want to use what they have in their past to judge their future with you, a possibility.
That is where the problem comes in.
Yeah.
Seriously, because if Steph, if you come to me and I want to be, let's say I want to be your partner, I want to get married to you, I will need to, there is
I will need the ring.
I'll get you the ring. I'll get you a ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm the man in the house. I don't know. Hello.
Customized
Hello.
ring.
Okay. All right.
Wait. So what I'm trying to say is, okay, do you want to get married and have secrets?
No, but there are some things that doesn't need to be driven out of the grave.
Some things.
There are
some things.
They're actually, those things are always going to come up in the future, because you
Not
definitely
necessarily.
meet people from that person's past. You will meet them along the way. Let's say you meet someone, you're planning to spend the rest of your life with that person. You don't know when you're going to die. You guys might be together for let's say 70 years or so, you will definitely meet people from that person's past, and there are things that are going to come up, and then you can, if they're like war secrets and stuff, you'll be shocked, and that can easily break up the relationship.
But
Yeah.
the way life is today, you can't say it's a definite that things from that person's past will always come up. For example, yeah, if it was something that was not significant as a murder, yeah, something that, for example, they stole a library. It's a past of theirs, and it's
Or they
something
stole
that
from
they
a bank.
stole.
Yeah.
You
stole from a
You
bank.
have to tell me you're a thief.
Exactly.
And
No,
then
have to
I'll know
say
if I want to
something.
be
Wait,
with the
wait.
thief. And then I will
But
know
then-
I'll know the way I'm going
No,
to
but then
compromise
that
all
could
of
just
those
be
and
a
then
one
walk
time. You
with
need
it
to
with you.
assess why that person did that thing, because you can't just use that past to judge that person. Be like, you stole a book
But
from the
can they
library.
at least
why?
give you the chance
that's the
You
to
know
make a
what I'm saying?
choice?
You don't get me, Steph. You bring it onto the table. I have the choice to walk away or to stay. I don't like you're bringing. That's your past. We understand that's your past. It has to stay in the past. But by you telling me that that is it, that is what you've done, that this is that, we're going to walk from there. We're not going to walk into that same past. You understand? We're going to reconcile with the past and move from there. You get what I mean?
You see, I still
so we're not going to
disagree that if I stole a book from the library, I think it's insignificant.
thief.
Insignificant, yeah. You know why it's insignificant? Because why would you need something as trivial, because it's not important, as trivial as that, to make a judgment on whether you want to be with me or not?
But can they at least give you the
What?
opportunity? That this is what she's saying
Yeah.
here. Give the person the opportunity to make a decision. Do I want to be with a prostitute? Do I want to be with a thief? Do I want to be with a murderer?
doesn't
Even
I'm
though
a
I know that
How about
you've
you laughing?
changed, even though I know that you're still not going to do that, you understand? But I want to be with you in spite of what you
But
did.
what
You
if my
did.
past affected me in a lot of ways, and I need for me to not revisit that side of my life is helping me to move forward so
If-
that I can be a different person today. What
If you
about
can't
that?
revisit your past with me, then I'm not supposed to be with you, because you have to be comfortable enough to let me know that this is what you went through. And then normally I'm not going to judge you, because we all have past, you
Yeah.
understand? I'm never ever going to judge you. But just by you bringing that thing to me, putting it in front of me, and like, this is what happened, and I really don't want to do that anymore.
Okay, let
and
me say this
like
then.
I've changed and stuff
You
like
say
that.
okay, wait, you say that you're not going to ever judge me, but you
Yeah.
using a situation to make a decision, that's a judgment.
Wait.
She has a point.
This relationship
She
is
has a
very
point.
interesting.
Wait, first of all,
That's
your
a judgment.
your past, yeah, because we are actually trying to be together. You understand? So the two is becoming one.
Yeah.
Your past, if your past is like coming to judge you, it's going to judge me and you. So I have to choose if I want to be judged by your past. You understand? So I'm literally just knowing you from that one. You understand? I'm not labeling you that you're still going to do that, or you have always been doing that, so it's part of you. I'm not putting that as part of you. You understand? I'm just trying to know that this is this and that, so that tomorrow, if it wants to come back, I'll be able to fight for you. You
Okay,
understand?
can I-
Or fight with you and walk through that with you. You
Right.
understand? At least I know.
Yeah, can I just ask, so is it like there's some things that must be said, and there's some things like, for example, do you think it's necessary if your partner tells you, oh, I've slept with this many people, are those kind of information like necessary in a relationship to tell you like how many people that they've been with? Because some guys, they'll be like, yeah, so how many girls have you, or how many guys have you been with, you know, and then once you tell, they kind of like, okay. So do you think like it's an important thing to know from a man or from a woman? You know, I want to know from your point of view, like the girls here, so we want to know. Do you think it's important to know like how many guys have you been, or you know, you've been with, and that?
A responsible man and a reasonable man will never ask his girlfriend how many men she has been with in the past.
High five.
That's
I
one
better get
thing.
another one.
That's one thing. A reasonable man, a man who is committed, who is determined, should never ask a woman how many men have you been with in the past. Because if I should know the number of men she's been with, you know,
Yeah.
literally, no, I just can't. I can't
That
even.
defeats some men.
no,
It just
I can't.
defeats them right there. They just be like,
they
you
just
know
pause.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Wait, what am I doing? This girl, you
Yeah.
know.
So
So,
would you think that? Would you want to know that from a man though? Like, would you think knowing
But maybe the ladies, hopefully,
how many
maybe,
men are like,
they will want to know how many
girls have you
ladies.
been with?
Yeah.
I don't think it's, to me, I don't think it's a big deal. I wouldn't want to really know how many, because all you know, you can lie.
at the end of the day,
We're
I feel like
improving.
I feel like it depends on the individual. You understand?
I agree
Maybe
with
it's
that.
actually important for some people to know how many people you've been with.
Because they got insecurities themselves.
They've got insecurities
Yeah.
themselves. You understand? But at the end of the day, I feel like that's really not a big issue to bring
Yeah.
up. You understand? But to some people, it's something you have to tell. Let's say, for example, okay, they're actually like really trivial issues that they need to bring up, like okay, you slept with this person, like how many people have you slept with this person? Let's say that's your sister, so you have to tell me that you've done this with my sister.
Yeah.
You understand? So that I know, like, let's say in the future, if my sister wants to be like, you don't need to be with this person, I've been with this person, blah blah blah, you
Doesn't
have to
come to you as a
have
shock.
that person's back. You understand? It's not going to come to you as a shock. So let's say important things have to be said.
Not
before.
everything.
That's what I
Not
said
Yeah.
before.
every
That's what I said
little
before.
midget things.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
like import like the strong ones that you know that
I
are
was in the
actually
club
going to
last
haunt
week.
you in future.
Start telling the stories of how you were born till today
Today.
and all of that. Nah.
It's not important. It's going to put me to sleep though.
Like when I went to here and I carried water and all that.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Okay,
Not
so
necessarily.
what would you like to hear then? Like, what would you want to know from someone if you meet the person?
What are the, for me, it starts with, for me personally, it starts with interest, what they like, what they're into, where they see themselves in 5-10 years. Because if we're gonna come together, I need to know that you've got a mind that you want a future with me and as well for yourself,
Yeah.
not just for us. Because you gotta have something for you too as an individual.
So would that determine whether you date the person or not? Or like,
It wouldn't determine, but it would make me feel like, okay, if this person wants something out of life, then I can work with them because we can work together. Because you won't pull me down, you know. We can pull each other up. But
Yeah.
then again, I think going back to a previous friend that we met before, you know, once that person's got in his midst, we should be fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
So God is
key. That's
key
the key
in a
to
relationship.
every
Wait,
door.
did you say something?
I'm good.
I feel
I'm
like
good.
before I have to like date someone or like get serious with someone, I need to know that person's values. If that person's values match mine, let's say I'm
Yeah.
not going to, because I want kids. I want to get married someday. I'm not going to be with someone who doesn't want kids, who like doesn't believe in marriage or anything. You understand? I think those are like the vital information you need to know before you get with someone, before you get serious with someone at any point in time.
I agree.
So like little things that you take interest in, things that you like, things that you want in future, things that you want for yourself. If
Yeah.
you find someone that wants those same things for himself, then that's the person you should be with. But if you find someone that wants something that's very contrary to what you want, you should run away.
Yeah.
You should. Some people do lie, though. Some men do lie.
Yeah,
So let's
they
hear
lie
from
for
Abba. What
confidence.
do you think? Like, what would you like to know from a woman? Like, what are the things that you would like to hear or see or know about someone before you consider dating the person?
So, you know, at first, no one is perfect. Let me just start from there. You know, no lady is perfect, but ladies like try as much as possible to get the attention of men.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of, you know, clothes, makeup, you know, trying to, you know, have that, you know, factory fitted Coca-Cola bottle shaped, you know. So, you know, things like that. But that, you know, men have different you know, choices. So for me, honestly speaking, I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice, you see.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah.
No. I don't have a choice because, you know,
You one in a million.
I wouldn't lie. Today, you know, you go out, you see a beautiful lady. I wish she's my girlfriend. The next day, you go out, you see someone way cooler and prettier, and you know, than her. So you see. So
Are you saying that you don't have any choice? So if you just see anyone, so who gets your attention then? Who gets your attention? And how do they get it?
I'm a really shy person. I don't talk, you know, like a lot with girls, and so I don't actually
So are you saying that you don't know?
No, I know.
But I just like to know, like,
but you know,
you should be able to tell, like, okay, if a girl is in this certain type of way, maybe some guy is like, oh yeah, she has to go to church, she has to cook, or she has to be respectful. You know, there's some things that would make
these
you,
are, you know, so
want to get with someone. So like, what for you stands out, like, makes that person like to stand out?
But you know, the problem is before we even go in there, you know, in society today.
I like you.
In society today, you know, I might appear on TV saying, "Oh, I like a girl who goes to church, you know, who can cook, who can, you know, take care of my children." You know,
Yeah.
I would like, you know, come up with things like that. All of a sudden, the next day I go out, you know,
You see that girl.
all of them, you know, wearing, you know,
someone who pretends cannot keep up for long. Like,
Yeah.
unless you start
If it's
dating
not in
them,
you, it's
know,
not in you.
when I start dating them, then the reflection, the true color of them start coming out. But as of now, yeah, a girl who respects her parents, a girl who is morally sounded, a girl from a good society.
Yeah,
I have to come out.
Okay,
I have to
so
come
you
out.
do
You know,
have a choice.
So you do have a choice
Yeah.
now.
I do have a choice. You know, I don't have a choice. But just like more of us, like come clean and say all the secrets out. So you see, who is morally sounded, you know, from a good society, good background. So literally, like there's a saying that says, "Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are." So you see, I'll get to know her, then I'll see who her friends are.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, I wouldn't use that mentality telling her, I want to know who your friends are. But no, you know, she's a lady, so definitely from time to time, she'll bring her friends closer. So I'll be able to read her more to understand. Is she marriage, you know, priority or material, let me say, or not. So, you know, so I start to, like, you know, go in details to understand if she's like the one for me and she's perfect for me. If she is the one, then I have no choice. Then my eyes will be zipped out, you know. So focus on one lady.
Do men really zip up like?
It depends, you know.
That's another topic for another day.
I
But
know.
seriously,
Every man has his own intention from heart, you know. So,
okay.
but lady,
Can I talk?
oops,
Yeah, say
sorry,
something, sorry.
your phone.
That's fine. That's mine. Actually. Yeah.
Let me say something about show me your friends and I'll
Tell you who you are.
First of all, I don't believe in that statement. I mean,
Yeah.
it used to be before, like in those days, but nowadays I don't think it really matters. Because a lot of girls are a girl on their, like, in their
They have their own
they have
personality.
their own
Yeah.
personality and stuff. So it really doesn't matter, like, who you work with. You might have, like, like friends that, okay, let's say for example, you have friends that are always out on the weekend, they're always partying, they're always doing other stuff, lots of stuff. They don't go to work, they don't have anything that they do. But at the end of the day, it depends on the way you've been brought up. You understand?
Yeah.
So you might, like, if you be like, oh, you can actually differentiate right from wrong. So you are your own person. So you do your own stuff, you do you and stuff. But those are actually your friends because maybe you've grown up with them and stuff. But they've actually chose something else to do, and you've chose your own path. You understand? So it really doesn't matter. Like, show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. I think you should get to know that person
For that person.
personally.
Yeah.
Personally,
True.
you understand? Yeah. So because normally, how can I explain it? You might see someone, you might see someone like really out there, always like partying and stuff. But if you don't get to know someone from her own perspective, then you don't know that person. Because if you keep hearing things from outside without proof and stuff, that means you're never going to be with that person. You get me? Yeah. So I don't think you should. What am I even saying?
So as a church girl, you go to the club on the Saturday, on Sunday you turn up, Jehovah, and go to the
Then again,
just
I
you.
would say don't judge people.
It's your personality. You fall in love
Because
with
at the end of the
personalities.
day, there's God,
Am I lying?
you know, and He will judge us all. So don't judge. No, so Steph, what do you have to say?
This time he was actually talking, I felt like he was actually
No, the
speaking
problem
like
is, you know,
45 years old. Man.
you know,
You know when you're like, oh, when you're 20, you'll be like, oh,
to know this kind of information, you know, literally,
I want my guy to be like coffee, strong, tall, muscular,
And then you start going
black
up.
and stuff. And then have money, rich, nice accent, smell nice. Then after you be like, I can do with a shot, guys.
That's when you're getting. That's when you're getting to like 20, 26, 27, 28. When you're 30, Lord, Anyone.
Anyone?
I can do
A man is a man.
Bring
it up. Seriously.
Oh Lord.
Bring
So
it on.
Steph, what's your own opinion? You've been very quiet and
You
you're
know,
laughing.
it's good sometimes to listen,
True.
observe, and then you talk. Because you see, I don't disagree with our friend Abba. Is it Abba?
1-0.
Abba.
Okay.
Basically.
I agree with him and I agree with Nelly as well. However, I still think that people will forever use the people that are in your life to kind of help judge your character, because you'll never choose people that's not similar to you in some way.
Okay.
You
I'll
won't
say
choose-
something to that.
You won't choose people
after
that's
you.
not necessarily similar to you. They won't be exactly the same, because no one is exactly like each other. Not even twins, not even triplets. They're not exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I think that in that situation, it applies to an extent.
Yeah.
And I like that
Yeah.
word because it's true. There's nothing to an extreme end. It's always bad when you try to put one extreme end to the other.
Yeah.
So
Okay, just to say something, yeah, you would get people. What Nelly's trying to say is, if you maybe didn't understand, I can't just say, oh, because she's working with a group of
thieves.
thieves, she is a thief.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, so maybe there would be a common interest. So this is where your point comes in. There might be a common interest. Maybe do they go to school together? Yeah. So yeah, they could possibly hang out because they go to school together. But you can't just say she's a thief because she hangs out with thieves.
Yeah, but then the way the world thinks.
But
is
then
they'll
when
see
you know,
that way.
they will see you that way,
Yes, of
which is
course.
it's a good
It's
thing
wrong
to preserve your image.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so personally, I would say preserve your image in that extent,
Yeah.
in that light. But then again, you can't just judge someone based on so they're all in the club, they're club girls. No,
Yeah, that's the
they're not club girls. Get to know the person and then say, okay, so you don't really maybe the person just came out for a birthday, and then so because you've seen the person that day, you just feel these are club girls. That's not the right way to go
It's
about
not, but
knowing
then,
people.
Like I said, the way the world is today, we can't control how people see people
Yeah.
and how they think. They'll always have an opinion, whether it's bad or good. Just like if they see a man and a woman walking together, they could just be friends. She's holding on to him because she's so tired, her
True,
heels are
yeah.
burning. But then they're thinking, oh, they're in a relationship. They don't know
Yeah.
what's going on, but they still get judged.
But then that's when
anyways.
you let people think what they're thinking, and if you want to know the right opinion, you can come talk to me.
Yes, there you go. But then that's what I'm trying to say. The point is, people will forever think what
They'll
they
always
think.
do that.
Yeah.
You can't
always-
control what
They'll
people
always
think,
judge.
Okay.
even if they know they're wrong. So.
Abba, the last man standing.
No, I've heard. You can't win a battle with a woman, so
No.
you can't do that. So
You cannot win.
I'll do my best and leave the rest to God. So I've done my best, you know.
Do you know what?
Not
God
one,
doesn't
not two,
help
but
those
3
who
ladies.
don't
So
help himself.
No. I mean,
ladies,
if you have your opinion, it's respected.
Yeah.
I understand. And
yeah, I know, but you know,
Take
my
it.
opinion it might be different from yours,
Of
yours, and
course,
yours. So
that's
it's
why
it's
we
even
all came
different.
together.
I know, but
And, you
all of
know-
a sudden, at the end of the day, I can't win. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't win.
You can
I
win
can't
in
win
your
the
own
battle.
in your own strength.
It's not negativity, but
You can win in your own strength.
in my own strength.
Yeah.
But
Through God.
I don't have the strength of 3 women here. I don't
You're
have.
very religious this evening.
You guys
I
can
love
beat
it.
me up here and go. So
Steph is too religious this evening. Be like, if a woman knows God, I'm like, Steph.
But it's true because
Yeah.
he's taking defeat. He's saying that I can never win, but then a woman will have you in a
Preach.
relationship.
Preach!
Glory, glory,
Preach!
glory, 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 glory.
I think we should open a Sunday session here.
No,
you know.
Listen, there's gonna be a Sunday. Let's talk about it.
No, but
Pastor Steph is gonna be.
what I'm trying to
there.
say is
We'll collect
you
the
should never
offerings.
take.
Take care of everything.
No, my friend Abba,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
should never take defeat with a woman or even a man.
Even the way that you're,
But in terms of this one,
demonstrating. Listen,
You should never take defeat. Why? Because there'll never be defeats when you have God in your midst. Like he just
Hi.
said, he said that I will do what I can and
Preach
God
to
will
me.
do the rest. True.
True.
But God will
Okay, so all
So I'm
right.
saying to him now that he should find strength in himself. Don't just say, I can never, you 3 men are strong and you have your opinions. However, I'm a
Here's
man and
mine.
I can voice my opinion.
There you go.
You know, stand on that podium.
Yes.
Like, I can do this.
I know. You don't want to be walked all over.
No. No.
True.
No.
No.
Okay, well, we have come to the end of today's show.
So
Great
soon?
show.
Yes, so soon.
Tune
But
in.
you know what? There's always another time. So we definitely we can talk about more topics. We can talk about different things.
Because we hit
can
so many things that we
What's
could go
smile?
on.
I
Yeah,
just did that funny
exactly.
smile, like,
Smile to the camera. Hello.
Tune in, people.
Yes, so just before we go, I just want everyone just to say one last thing about the topic that we've talked about today, just to wrap it up, So starting with Nelly, just say one last advice. It could be a word of
before you get into a relationship, a serious one, make sure you talk about everything. Like, bring it onto the table and let's talk about it and
talk
move
about
on
it.
from there. No secrets.
yes.
Right. We can talk about it. But hey, if I've got God on my side and you ain't with me, it's done.
Preach,
Done.
preach, Okay, on to the last man standing.
Let me first say Prestosibo. So, relationship. If you're ready for relationship, go into it. If there's a problem, deal with it and be happy. But for you, dragging into, scratching into someone else's past, that is wrong. That is wrong. We're living a new
When you
life,
got into
I know the look. I know. I know. That's the reason why I said hold on.
Okay, we're not
Yeah.
gonna end this now because Abba has brought a point that Nelly has to contest. So
But actually, obviously, the time is up, so we don't want to waste the viewers' time.
We'll save this for the next
We'll
time.
save it for next time.
behind the scenes.
Behind the scene,
Behind the
If you
scenes.
don't bring it up, I will not have to dig in.
Dig into what?
To dig
So-
into the past and stuff if you don't bring it up.
So wait.
Seriously,
Point of
if you bring
order.
it- if you bring it
Objection.
up- excuse me. If you bring it up,
Overruled.
Why? If you bring it up, I will not have a reason to dig or scratch.
Look,
after
So if I should start a relationship
See, all
with you
this
right now,
disturbing,
So if I
it's
sh-
not
wait,
giving-
wait,
it's not
wait.
giving the godly positive vibes.
Positive vibes.
It's not doing it.
Positive vibes. If I have to get serious, you need to bring it to the table so that I don't get
Yes,
surprised
but
when I get
you
outside.
have to-
I don't get your ex coming up to me and telling me bullshit, boo ha ha ha.
I
And
mean-
then I cannot be able to stand up for
Yes,
you.
PG-18.
but
she
but
will
you
speak
gotta
for the
calm it
United
down.
Kingdom because the way she's talking to me is as if, she wants to get in the
She
ring
gave
with
me
me.
she gave me prepared, which is good.
I would like to see your
Okay.
boyfriend, how he comes up, how he deals
Oh
with
my
you.
God, the day.
See, there
Okay,
you go.
so
We've
listen, we
got
were
back
talking,
into it.
we were saying that we're about to end this show. So,
There's no end.
okay,
We'll
so
You gotta
continue.
tune in next time for the rest of the calamity.
yes, calamity.
Because it's not finished yet. I'm coming
We're
back.
not done. We're not over yet.
No.
You people can see, but it's the look she's giving me.
We're not
Have you watched
over.
that movie? Like,
Okay, are you guys ready for something?
Ah.
Hey, should we pull the chest? Hey, I'm coming for you. Okay.
Cameraman, cut! Cut! Alright.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
making it to the
It
show.
was fun.
I'm most grateful.
I
So
came in the rain.
yes, it was raining. It's the UK weather. It's typical,
It's bipolar.
It's bipolar.
But
It's
you know what? We have got in the mix. We have got our sunshine tomorrow.
And they call it summer.
you have 4 seasons in one day. That's the UK for you. But yeah, once
it's
again,
summer.
thank you very much for tuning in to Let's Talk About It. Until next time, see
Peace
ya.
out.